Hey guys, what is up? It is your friendly neighbor Dubers here, back, but this time with a Magic the Gathering video. We're gonna do some standard, which is the format that has the most recent cards on a constant rotation, basically. And I'm recording this right before Dragons comes out on Magic Online. Dragons of Tarkir is the next set, and I don't. There's a couple cards that look good in this deck, but not quite good enough that I want to cut things. But this is the Jeskai combo deck with Humble Defector. It's a really cool deck. Let me just scoot this guy down here. It's a really sweet deck. Mana base is kind of messy, I will admit. You need the triple mana confluence to even be able to cast spells. But you have your... Basically, alright, so the combo is you get a Jeskai Ascendancy out, right? And you use some combination of one or more mana dorks, right? Whether it be Kiora's Follower or Sylvan Caryatid or Rattleclaw Mystic, to create a bunch of mana and create loops using Dragon Mantle and Retraction Helix. And the good thing is you don't even have to start with Dragon Mantle because Jeskai lets you cycle through a bunch of cards every time you cast a non-creature spell. So you can draw a bunch. Twin Flame is just kind of there for some interesting stuff. Humble Defector, sweet. He has a lot of synergy with things like Refocus, which also has synergy with Jeskai Ascendancy, which also has it's like a triangle of synergy with Humble Defector. Follower is the same way. And Twin Flame is the same way, right? So all of these have like multiple combos to make you draw more cards with Humble Defector than the two you're supposed to. Which is good. Or, in the case of Twin Flame, just draw the cards and then your opponent gets a useless token for one turn that they can't even use. Which is pretty good. These are all really cool cards. They have a lot of synergy. Commune is just to kind of dig, and then we have two kind of enders if you can't end by attacking with creatures. There's a Briber's Purse to allow you to bounce it indefinitely with a Retraction Helix Jeskai Ascendancy, and then Altar of Brood when using that to mill your opponent out. It's not the fastest deck on Magic Online. It does, you do have to worry about actually timing out, but sideboard, I have no clue. Like, I see the cards, I know what they're used for, but I did not create the sideboard. These are obviously for the aggro decks, because nothing can attack through it and you gain life. Swan Songs presumably are for the controller decks, control-ish decks, because they don't really care if they have a 2-2, but you care about countering their counters. Dig is the same way. You want to just draw cards against the control deck. Lightning Strike is probably against something similar to the Mirror or just aggro decks. Anger of the Gods is, of course, against aggro decks. And Astral Cornucopia is... I don't know. I'm actually not quite sure why this card's in here. But it's like an additional Briber's Purse, so maybe you do this when you're just going all in on the purse sort of thing. You have 2 extra cornucopias. Maybe your opponent's just killing you too fast and you need to go all in. But that's the deck. We're going to hop into a solitaire game just to Goldfish the deck. Goldfishing is not the greatest. Why is it all dark? I don't know. This hand is actually pretty good. We have the mana to cast all of our spells. And we have 2. Yeah, this hand's sweet, so keep it. In Solitaire, you're always on the draw, so oops, whatever. So either we're starting with Frontier or Flooded Strand. I think we definitely start with Frontier, because we have no turn 1 play. Okay, and then turn 2, we're just going to slam down a Kiora's Follower, which this can get... So here's... Okay, I played the wrong land, because I should have played the Forest and slammed Kiora's Follower, so next turn I could have slammed Flooded Strand, fetch for plains, play Jeskai, because now I can't, actually. I can't do both, because Flooded Strand only gets 1 plains or 1 island, so that blows a lot. So I played the wrong land, but, whatever. Let's just get our plains anyway, because we need it. Okay, so we can either run out a Jeskai Ascendancy, I think, right? Or no, we don't have red. So we can't run out the Ascendancy. Well, we do have red. Hang on. Yeah, we can, yeah. God. Sometimes mana bases are fucking confusing as shit. So that's red, and that's blue, and that's white. So we can run out the Ascendancy. Okay, and then just... this is when it gets a little bit wonky. Because what we could do... this is where I would be really happy to have a Kiora's Follower down on the turn where it was smart to have it down. Because we could actually fully combo off on this turn with a Refocus, a Twin Flame, a Dragon Mantle, or Retraction Helix. Like, fully combo off. But we cannot. So I'm just going to play that and play land, and then or play Kiora's Follower and say go to my opponent. Getting Commune is pretty good, actually. Let's start with a Commune off of these two. So what we do is we do this, and then we hit OK. We yes to, you know, the what's it called? What's drawing a card and discarding a card? Loot. That's the word. I think we just pitch land. All these. Well, no. Let's just pitch the follower. No. Let's set up for next turn. Maybe. If we're setting up for next turn. Now this is awkward. You know what? I feel like we're gonna hit a creature off of this, and I really need the Mana Confluence actually. So use you to untap that, and then he gets a little stronger. And we do in fact hit a bunch of creatures. And actually, I'm gonna take the Humble Defector in this case. Yeah, Humble Defector seems like a pretty good card here. But we'll only have a 1 mana dork. I mean, we can combo off without the Defector, I think. So let's actually just grab the Follower, and then put the rest in the bin. And I should have untapped this, actually. I mean, I still can. Whatever. I'll you know, take the pain, because I'm a dummy. And then this is where I would obviously attack for 3 damage, but I'm not going to do the attacks. I'm just going to see how fast I can combo up, basically. Okay, so I'm going to hold this Flooded Strand. We have plenty of lands in this situation. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and combo out. So the way to do this is begin by casting, well, let's get blue, and then we will untap this, and then get red, and then untap this, and then cast Retraction Helix on the Kiora's Follower. Put these on the stack, loot, pitch a Flooded Strand, because it can't actually find anything now. Creatures on tap, Retraction Helix resolves, cast, well, let's get red. Well, it actually doesn't matter. Yeah, just both untap. So red, red, untap, untap. Dragon Mantle on this guy. Do this. Loot. Pitch land. Untap creatures. Dragon Mantle enters. Draw a card. So now I'm just going off. As you can see, I can just keep every turn. I can just bounce, or every cycle I bounce Dragon Mantle, and then recast it and draw a new card until I get either these guys big enough that they're absurd or whatever. And this guy can also just bounce my opponent's board. So I mean, we're set up, right? This is the victory. So let's play it out, because it's a bit of fun to actually play it out. So bounce that, right? Add red. Do that. Cast this. Do that. Loot. Don't need a Caryatid. Untap. Get in. Okay, and then bounce. I guess we're not quite infinite because we only have 2 mana dorks. So in that case, let's start out by doing this. So now let's get more mana dorks, basically. So this will be 5. So we need to make sure that I can. Yeah, so that's 5. That's 6. Okay, good. So that'll do. Twin Flame. Do this and loot. Sure, Caryatid doesn't really do anything. Creatures untap. Get 2 extra followers. Okay, and then bounce this, and then untap this, and then red, untap this, and red, and untap this, and red, and mantle. Do this, loot, pitching Caryatid. Creatures get bigger. That comes in, draw a card, and then we go bounce, and that, and red, and that, and red, and that, and red, mantle, this, loot, got a Briber's Purse, ditch the Mystic, okay, draw a card, and we could play a second Ascendancy, we could play a Briber's Purse, or we could just bash with our fucking gigantic creatures, and I can just use this guy right now to bounce their board, because I have plenty of mana to cast more spells, so let's actually pretend to do that, right? Let's just, I can't cast on him, right? Okay, whatever. Let's pretend that we did that, alright? So if we just bounce one creature there, whatever, do that. Bounce one creature there, right? And then we can just, like, you know, use this for blue, and then refocus him, right? And yes, ditch the land. Creatures on tap. Before this resolves, do it again, right? You know, bounce one of their dudes again, and then it untaps him, and then I can bounce again, and I can keep going. As you can see, the deck is sweet. Let's do one more, because that was a bad example, because I played poorly. But one more goldfishing. As you can see, this is the kind of deck that I like. This is the kind of deck where you're like, I'm doing things now. Okay, so this hand can work, so I'm going to keep it. This hand is a bit wonky, because what I have to do is I want to first turn Flooded Strand and fetch an island, right? And then, yeah. Actually, this doesn't quite work as I'd hoped, but it should still be okay. We can actually just play a defector here instead of the follower, or we could just play the follower. Let's play follower first and next turn defector while we're still setting up mana for our Ascendancy. Because yeah, I can't cast Ascendancy now, so let's play this, and we have 4 mana, which is perfect. So yeah, the Defector off of that, untap that, cast this guy with that. So as you can see, you do take a lot of pain from your own lands, which is not the greatest, but you know, it's all right. Okay, so now we should be pretty good to go. So now what I'll do is I'll crack Flooded Strand, find Plains, cast Ascendancy like so. And then we can cast a Commune by doing this. So, no, Commune's sorcery. Well, hang on. Is there a way to do this? No, there's not. Not with Commune. Okay, so let's just start by communing and see what we get. So put these on the stack, and then of course I will untap, I guess, the Coast again. Yeah, okay, and then do this. Got a Retraction Helix, so I think we're good. Pitch Mystic. So if I tap this guy now, he'll get swapped over to the opponent, so that's not good. So let's just let this resolve. Commune, finding, I guess, just a random card to pitch to looting. Okay, and now we have 3 mana, right? So let's untap this, float that, untap this and float red. And then what I want to do is I want to hold control and tap this guy. I guess I'd be targeting myself, so poor Solitaire. So now we're holding control, which means we can respond to this and use this on follower. And then this will come in. And then yes, pitching land, creatures untap. And this is where I will use Defector. Yeah, so now I use Defector again. And then I untap him, right? And then I'll use him again. And that actually should be fine. I'll let this one resolve. Drawing 6 is probably enough. And I need a little bit of mana, so okay. Okay, and okay. So, reminder, opponent has Defector. He's not mine anymore, right? He's gone. So we got a Briber's Purse, and we have a Helix on this guy. So we're infinite. Now we can just be infinite. So let's do that. Cast for 0. Put these on the stack. Do this on the red. You always want to untap your red, basically. Yes, pitch land. Creatures untap. Again, we don't have Defector. That comes in, bounce Purse, yeah, and then float red, untap red, cast Purse for 0, do this, yep, loot, ditch a land, creatures untap, Purse comes in, red, untap, bounce Purse, cast Purse for 0, okay, yeah. And ditch a land. And what I could do is I could actually bounce this guy with the Retraction Helix at some point if I wanted to get him back and like Twin Flame or something, but obviously it's not necessary. So boop, boop. Return that. I could start, you know what, let's do that. Let's start getting more Ascendancies out. So yes, pitch land. We got a Dragon Mantle. Creatures untap, that comes in. So then we'll go that and untap that, and then we can go Ascendancy off of those, which will trigger other Ascendancy, which, okay, yeah. Pitch Defector, creatures untap, that resolves, and then we can go untap same lands, and then Ascendancy, and this is where it gets a little bit filthy. Just a little bit, just a tad. Pitch Defector, yes, and pitch... I guess we don't need this many helixes, so let's pitch that. And then and then untap that, and then untap that, sure. And then they untap, and then this resolves. And as you can see, like, we're going off, right? And this is not turn 3, as it says in the bottom left. This lies, and it's always a turn off. So this is a turn 4 kill, right? That's pretty good. Turn 4 kills. So I'm planning on taking this deck to... I'm going to start out by doing some tournament practice just to see if it works, right? Like, if I can pilot it properly against an interactive opponent. But then I'll probably take it to some, like an 8-man or something. We'll see. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Obviously, we won. We have some creatures that are large, and we can bounce my entire opponent's board, and we can infinitely draw our deck, and whatever else. You know, we can do anything, right? This is where we just do anything we want. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video, which will probably be in tournament practice. So, see you then.